Star Trek's second season didn't just beam in guest stars. It launched careers and delivered some wild twists. One seductive gladiator built a cult following before her life was cut short. A Klingon returned decades later to settle an old score. And a quiet bureaucrat, he became the voice of a beloved children's character, heard by millions, though few knew his name. Let's engage at warp speed and dive into the unforgettable guest stars of Season 2, starting with Episode 1. In Amok Time, T'Pau presides over Spock's wedding challenge on Vulcan. Celia Levsky was born on February 21, 1897, in Vienna, and brought a commanding presence to the role. After Star Trek, she kept working into the late 60s and 70s, with guest spots on series such as The Flying Nun, Marcus Welby, MD, The Waltons, Emergency, and The Streets of San Francisco. She passed away in 1979 at the age of 82. T'Pring, the cool and calculating Vulcan who manipulates events to her advantage, was played by Arlene Martell. She was born on April 14, 1936, in New York City. After her memorable Star Trek appearance, Martell became a familiar face on 1960s and 70s television with roles on Mission Impossible, Columbo, and Hogan's Heroes. She remained active in film, TV, and the convention circuit until she passed away in 2014 at the age of 78. Stan, the Vulcan who was chosen by T'Pring over Spock, was portrayed by Lawrence Montaigne. He was born on February 26, 1931, in Brooklyn. Montaigne was also seen in Season 1 as Romulan officer Decius in the episode Balance of Terror. Away from Trek, he appeared on The Fugitive, Mission Impossible, and Hawaii Five-0. He later wrote a memoir about his Hollywood experiences. Lawrence Montaigne passed away in 2017 at the age of 86. In Who Mourns for Adonais, Apollo, the ancient Greek god who tries to claim the Enterprise crew as his new worshippers, was played by Michael Forrest. Born on April 17, 1929, in Harvey, North Dakota, Forrest had a long and varied career in film, TV, and voice work. After Trek, he appeared on The Wild Wild West, Perry Mason, and Rawhide, and later found success in voice acting for animation and dubbed films. As of 2025, Michael Forrest is 96 years old. In the same episode, Who Mourns for Adonais, Leslie Parrish played Lieutenant Carolyn Palamas, the archaeologist who draws Apollo's attention. She was born on March 18, 1935 in Melrose, Massachusetts. Before joining Trek, she had roles in Lil Abner and For Love or Money. Afterwards, she guest starred on shows like Mannix and Murder, She Wrote, before leaving acting in the 1980s to focus on writing and activism. As of 2025, she is 90 years old. In Mirror Mirror, Barbara Luna played Marlena Moreau, the seductive captain's woman in the Mirror universe. She was born on March 2, 1937 in Manhattan. After Star Trek, Luna stayed busy with appearances on Hawaii Five-0, Mission Impossible, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. She also appeared in films like Ship of Fools and Fire Creek, and remained active on the Star Trek convention circuit for years. In 2025, Barbara Luna is 89 years old. In The Apple, the Enterprise encounters a paradise planet controlled by a deadly machine god named Val. Keith Andes played Akuta, the tribal leader with antennae who serves as Val's voice. Born July 12, 1920 in Ocean City, New Jersey, Andes had a steady career in film and TV. After Star Trek, he continued to appear on series like The Rifleman, Climax, and This Man Dawson. He later shifted toward voice work and stage musicals. Keith Andes passed away in 2005 at the age of 85. Following Akuta's eerie calm, the Apple introduced Sayana, one of the wide-eyed villagers untouched by life outside of Val's influence. She was played by Shari Nims, born January 9, 1947, in Santa Barbara, California. Her time in Hollywood was brief, with a few supporting roles, including a part in Easy Come Easy Go opposite Elvis. After that, she quietly left the industry. Years later, she reconnected with Star Trek fans through the convention circuit. As of 2025, Shari Nims is 78. Also in The Apple, Celeste Yarnall appeared as Yeoman Martha Landon, a rare red shirt who not only survives but gets a romantic subplot with Chekhov. She was born July 26, 1944 in Long Beach, California. After Star Trek, Yarnall appeared in Live a Little, Love a Little with Elvis Presley and made guest appearances on Bonanza, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Melrose Place. She later became an author and advocate for holistic health before passing away in 2018 at the age of 74. Before he became famous as Hutch, David Soul made one of his earliest TV appearances in The Apple as Makora, one of the native villagers. Born August 28, 1943 in Chicago, Soul had bit parts in shows like Flipper and I Dream of Jeannie before Trek. Afterward, he shot to fame as Ken Hutchinson in Starsky and Hutch, and also had a successful musical hit with Don't Give Up on Us. David Soul passed away in 2024 at the age of 80. In The Doomsday Machine, William Wyndham appears as a tormented Starfleet officer, Commodore Matt Decker, desperate to stop a planetary weapon that destroyed his ship and crew. Wyndham was born on September 28, 1923 in Manhattan, New York, and brought raw intensity to Decker's breakdown. After his Star Trek guest spot, he went on to win an Emmy for My World and Welcome to It, and became a beloved recurring character on Murder, She Wrote. Wyndham passed away in 2012 at the age of 88. In Catspaw, Antoinette Bauer portrays Sylvia, the enchanting alien temptress who tests the Enterprise crew with eerie illusions. Born September 30, 1932 in Baden-Baden, Germany, Bauer built a steady TV career, appearing in shows like The Twilight Zone, Mission Impossible, and Hogan's Heroes. After wrapping Neon Rider in 1992, she retired from acting. As of 2025, she is 92 years old. Sharing the screen's sinister energy, Theodore, or Theo, Marcuse plays Korob, the alien sorcerer who, alongside Sylvia, traps Kirk in a haunted castle. Born August 2, 1920, in Seattle, Washington, Marcuse was a frequent TV character actor, often villainous. Tragically, his life was cut short in a car accident on November 29, 1967, just a month after the episode aired, at age 47. In I, Mudd, the unforgettable con artist Harry Mudd returns, played once again by Roger C. Carmel. Born September 27, 1932 in Brooklyn, New York, Carmel was one of the few guest stars to reprise his role on Star Trek. After Trek, he stayed active on television with appearances on Batman, The Mothers-in-Law, and later moved into voice acting. He became the voice of Smokey Bear in public service ads and voiced Cyclonus in the Transformers animated series. Carmel passed away in 1986 at the age of 54. In the same episode, twin androids Alice number 1 to 250 and Alice number 251 to 500 were portrayed by real-life identical twins, Alice and Rhea Andrees. Born November 5, 1936 in Omaha, Nebraska, the sisters were briefly active in modeling and television. Following Star Trek, their appearances included small parts in The Wild Wild West and The Monkees before stepping away from Hollywood. Rhea Andrees passed away in 2009 at age 72. Alice Andrees passed in 2005 at age 68. Kay Elliott appeared as Stella Mudd, or at least a robotic version of her built to nag Harry Mudd for eternity. Born July 30th, 1924 in St. Paul, Minnesota, she had a number of television appearances during the 1960s, including Dragnet and Petticoat Junction. After Star Trek, she had a few minor roles before retiring from acting. Kay Elliott passed away in 1986 at the age of 62. In Metamorphosis, the crew meets the legendary Zephram Cochrane, played by Glenn Corbett. Born August 17, 1933 in El Monte, California, Corbett had already built a name in film and TV. After Trek, he starred on The Doctors, had recurring roles on Dallas, and made guest appearances on shows like Bonanza and Gunsmoke. He passed away in 1993 at the age of 59. Eleanor Donahue played Commissioner Nancy Hedford in the same episode, a Federation diplomat caught in an alien encounter with life-changing consequences. She was born April 19, 1937 in Tacoma, Washington. Known earlier for Father Knows Best and The Andy Griffith Show, Donahue returned to TV after Trek with appearances on The Odd Couple, Mork and Mindy, Murder, She Wrote, and Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. As of 2025, she is 88 years old. In Journey to Babel, we meet Spock's human mother, Amanda, portrayed by Jane Wyatt. Born August 12, 1910 in New Jersey, Wyatt was already known for her role on Father Knows Best. After Star Trek, she kept working in film and TV with appearances in The Love Boat, St. Elsewhere, and Fantasy Island. Jane Wyatt passed away in 2006 at the age of 96. Sarek, Spock's father, made his first appearance in Journey to Babel, played by Mark Lenard. He was born October 15, 1924, in Chicago. Leonard would go on to reprise the role of Sarek in multiple Star Trek films and The Next Generation. making him one of the franchise's most enduring guest stars. He passed away in 1996 at the age of 72. In Friday's Child, Eileen, the pregnant Capellan noblewoman, was played by Julie Newmar. Born August 16, 1933 in Los Angeles, she was already famous as Catwoman on Batman. After Star Trek, Newmar continued acting into the 80s and remains a beloved pop culture icon. As of 2025, she is 91. Mayob, the hot-headed tribal leader, was portrayed by Michael Dante, born Ralph Reuben Vitti on September 2, 1931 in Stamford, Connecticut. Before Trek, he appeared in numerous westerns and TV dramas. Afterward, he had recurring roles on Days of Our Lives and General Hospital and remains active in conventions at 93. Portraying Krass, the loyal Klingon officer, was Teague Andrews, born March 19, 1920, in Brooklyn, New York. Andrews was best known for The Mod Squad and played the first Klingon ever to die on screen. He passed away on January 27, 2007, at age 86. In the Deadly Years, Commodore Robert Stocker takes command as the Enterprise crew rapidly ages. He was portrayed by Charles Drake. Born October 2, 1917 in New York City, Drake continued acting in film and TV through the early 1970s. He passed away in 1994 at the age of 76. Dr. Janet Wallace, the ship's physician and Kirk's former love interest, was played by Sarah Marshall. Born May 25, 1933, Marshall enjoyed a long career in TV and stage. She passed away in 2014 at the age of 80. In Obsession, a young officer's guilt drives the plot, and that officer was Ensign Garavik, played by Stephen Brooks. He was born August 12, 1942 in Columbus, Ohio. Before joining Starfleet, at least on screen, Brooks had already made his mark on television in series like The Nurses and Men in Crisis. But his biggest break came after Star Trek when he starred in The FBI, opposite Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. He later took roles in Bonanza and The Interns before stepping away from acting in the 1980s. Stephen Brooks passed away in 1999 at the age of 57. In Wolf in the Fold, the mysterious and bureaucratic Administrator Hengist interrogates Scotty under suspicion, an unsettling role brought to life by John Fiedler. Born February 3, 1925 in Platteville, Wisconsin, Fiedler enjoyed a long career in film, TV, and animation. He is perhaps best known as the voice of Piglet in Winnie the Pooh. He passed away in 2005 at age 80. Jarrus, the prefect of Argilius II, was played by Charles Macaulay. Born September 26, 1927 in Louisville, Kentucky, he later made guest appearances on Perry Mason, Mission Impossible, and Columbo. Macaulay passed away in 1999 at the age of 71. Sibo, Jarrus's wife, performs a mind-reading ritual central to the episode's mystery. She was played by Pilar Serrat, born July 25, 1938 in Manila. After Trek, she continued acting in TV throughout the 1960s before retiring. Pilar Serrat passed away in 2001 at age 62. In The Trouble with Tribbles, Federation Undersecretary Nils Barris was portrayed by veteran character actor William Schallert. Born July 6, 1922 in Los Angeles, he had a prolific career in television with roles on The Patty Duke Show, The Twilight Zone, and Get Smart. Schallert passed away in 2016 at the age of 93. Stanley Adams played the unforgettable intergalactic traitor Cyrano Jones. Born April 7, 1915 in New York, Adams brought a manic energy to the role. Outside of Trek, he appeared in Gilligan's Island, The Addams Family, and McHale's Navy. He passed away in 1977 at the age of 62. Klingon Captain Koloth was played by William Campbell, who was born October 30th, 1923 in Newark, New Jersey. A frequent Trek guest star, Campbell also portrayed the mischievous Trelane in The Squire of Gothos. He returned as Koloth decades later on Deep Space Nine. He passed away in 2011 at the age of 87. Michael Pataki took on the role of Korax, the hot-headed Klingon who insults the Enterprise crew in a barroom brawl for the ages. Born January 16, 1938 in Ohio, Pataki later appeared in Halloween 4, Lassie, and Get Christy Love. He passed away in 2010 at the age of 72. Arnie Darvin, the undercover Klingon disguised as a human bureaucrat, was played by Charlie Brill. Born January 13, 1938, in Brooklyn, Brill had roles on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, Murder, She Wrote, and even returned as Darvin in Deep Space Nine's Trials and Tribulations. As of 2025, he is 87 years old. In The Gamesters of Triskelion, Galt, the cold and commanding master of the Thralls, was portrayed by Joseph Ruskin. Born April 14, 1924, in Haverhill, Massachusetts, Ruskin appeared in 5 different Star Trek series over the decades. He also had roles in Get Smart, Mission Impossible, and The Twilight Zone. He passed away in 2013 at the age of 89. Angelique Pettyjohn played Shauna, the silver-haired drill thrall who trains Captain Kirk for combat and eventually questions her role in the Triskelion system. Born March 11, 1943, in Los Angeles, she later appeared in the Mad Doctor of Blood Island, Get Smart, and had a cult following on the convention circuit. She passed away in 1992 at the age of 48. In a piece of the action, the Enterprise crew finds themselves navigating a planet warped by 1920s gangster ideals. Anthony Caruso brought Bella Oxmix, the ruthless mobster, to life. Born April 7, 1916, in Frankfort, Indiana, Caruso was already a fixture in film noir and Western television. His pre-Trek appearances included The Untouchables, Have Gun, Will Travel, and Bonanza, and he continued acting into the 1970s on shows like Mission Impossible and Fantasy Island. Caruso passed away in 2003 at 86. Opposing Oxmix is Jojo Krakow, played by Vic Tayback. Born January 6, 1930, in Brooklyn, New York, Tayback later became a TV legend as Mel, the diner owner in Alice. His other credits include roles on MASH, Hawaii Five-0, and Starsky and Hutch. He passed away in 1990 at age 60. In A Private Little War, Nona is the enigmatic and dangerous medicine woman who enchants Kirk. She was brought to life by Nancy Kovac. Born March 11, 1935, in Flint, Michigan, Kovac had a strong career in television and film, including roles in Jason and the Argonauts and The Silencers. After Star Trek, she stepped back from acting when she married Zubin Mehta in 1969. As of 2025, she is 90 years old. Nona's husband, the tribal leader Tyree, was portrayed by Michael Whitney. Born November 21, 1931, in Ticonderoga, New York, Whitney guest starred on Bonanza and Gunsmoke before joining Star Trek. He continued acting in film and TV through the early 1980s. Whitney passed away in 1983 at the age of 52. In Return to Tomorrow, Lieutenant Commander Dr. Anne Mulhall is the brilliant astrobiologist drawn into a mind-bending encounter with telepathic beings. She was portrayed by Diana Muldaur, born August 19, 1938, in Brooklyn, New York. Muldaur continued to build her career with roles in McCloud, Born Free, and later became well known for playing Dr. Catherine Pulaski on Star Trek The Next Generation. She also earned 2 Emmy nominations for LA Law. As of 2025, she is 86 years old. In Patterns of Force, historian John Gill delivers a chilling report about a planet modeled after Nazi-era Earth. The role was filled by David Bryan, born August 5, 1914, in New York City. Already a Golden Globe nominee for Intruder in the Dust, 1949, he continued appearing on TV in shows like The Untouchables, Rawhide, and Mission Impossible. He passed away in 1993 at the age of 78. In By Any Other Name, the imposing Kelvin Commander Rojan is portrayed by Warren Stevens. Born November 2, 1919, in Clarks Summit, Pennsylvania, Stevens had a long and varied career in both film and television, from Forbidden Planet to guest roles on Mission Impossible and Land of the Giants. He passed away in 2012 at the age of 92. Opposite Rojan is Kalinda, played by Barbara Boucher. Born August 15, 1943, in Reichenberg, now Liberec, Czech Republic, Boucher had already made a name for herself in Hollywood before appearing on Star Trek. Afterward, she found fame in Italian cinema throughout the 1970s and even returned to American screens with a role in Gangs of New York in 2002. As of 2025, she is 81 years old. In The Omega Glory, Morgan Woodward played Captain Ron Tracy, a Starfleet officer who breaks the Prime Directive in a desperate bid to survive. Woodward, born September 16, 1925 in Fort Worth, Texas, had previously appeared in Season 1 as the tormented Dr. Simon Van Gelder in Dagger of the Mind. His commanding screen presence and piercing stare made him a popular character actor in both film and television. He passed away in 2019 at the age of 93. In The Ultimate Computer, the brilliant but troubled Dr. Richard Daystrom is entrusted to create the M5, an advanced computer designed to run the USS Enterprise autonomously. Daystrom was portrayed by William Marshall. Born August 19, 1924, in Gary, Indiana, Marshall came from a rich theater and opera background, and later gained cult status for roles like Blackula and the King of Cartoons on Pee-wee's Playhouse. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 78. The commanding Starfleet officer in charge of the M5 trial, Commodore Robert Wesley, was played by Barry Russo. Born May 3, 1925, Russo previously appeared on Star Trek as Lieutenant Commander Giotto in The Devil in the Dark. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 78. In Bread and Circuses, the ruthless proconsul Claudius Marcus is portrayed by Logan Ramsey. Born March 21, 1921, in Long Beach, California, Ramsey was a familiar face on TV in shows like Mission Impossible, MASH, and Hawaii Five-0. He passed away in 2000 at the age of 79. Captain R.M. Merrick, aka Merricus. The Enterprise surveyor who assimilated into the planet's society was played by William Smithers. Born July 10, 1927 in Richmond, Virginia, Smithers later became known as J.R. Ewing's nemesis, Jeremy, on Dallas. As of 2025, he is 98 years old. Flavius Maximus, the rebel gladiator who defied the arena, was brought to life by Rhodes Reason. Born April 19, 1930 in Glendale, California, Reason starred in westerns and even played Daddy Warbucks in the Broadway musical Annie. He passed away in 2014 at age 84. Septimus, the former senator-turned-escaped slave leader, was played by Ian Wolfe. Born November 4, 1896 in Canton, Illinois, Wolfe was one of the oldest working character actors in Hollywood, with a career spanning 7 decades. He passed away in 1992 at age 95. Drusilla, the enchanting slave assigned to comfort Captain Kirk, was portrayed by Lois Jewell. Born October 8, 1938, she was also a model and appeared in The Flying Nun. She passed away in 2014 at age 76. In Assignment Earth, Robert Lansing steps into the role of Gary Seven, the mysterious 24th century agent on a mission to save humanity. Born June 5, 1928, in San Diego as Robert Howell Brown, Lansing built a distinguished career in television and film. He passed away on October 23, 1994, at age 66. Opposite him is Roberta Lincoln, portrayed by Terry Garr. Garr was born December 11, 1944, in Los Angeles. Her turn as the sharp-witted secretary was one of her earliest speaking roles, before she went on to earn acclaim in films like Young Frankenstein and Tootsie. She retired from acting in 2011 and passed away in 2024 at age 79. Which guest star surprised you the most, or brought back the strongest memories? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if this journey through Trek history made your tricorder light up, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow crew. Until next time, live long and prosper.